Hello, gorgeous ones. So nice to have you here, whether you're joining me live now, and if you are, please hit the like button or an emoji or something to let me know you're here, or if you're joining me later, then just hashtag replay and play along at home, because I'm coming live with session 3 of my Mastermind Success workshop. This live workshop series is really designed for women coaches and consultants who are looking to connect with their dream clients online, grow their online business, share their expertise, and make a bigger impact. So if that's you, this training will no doubt appeal, and I hope to make it lots of fun and as interactive as possible so that we have the chance to get your questions answered, perhaps challenge and shake up a few of the beliefs that are out there, the beliefs that are within you, and look, we all have them, don't fear, but it's interesting to be able to take the chance to kind of dive in, get your questions answered, think of a really powerful way that you can be attracting more of your dream clients. Hi Bonnie, how are you, my love? I was hoping you'd make it. I just went on your YouTube video before to see who you were. I always interact with you in the comments, and I was like, I'm going to have a look at her videos. It's always cool to see people's stuff. So I was very jealous that you had gone and met Liz Gilbert. She is my total favourite. I saw her speak at an event, but I haven't met her live. So actually, that reminds me, I need to get my other screen up so I can interact with you guys. This ecamm.live business sometimes makes it a little tricky. There I am, knocking all my stuff around. If you have not got the workbook yet, if you have not played along with me so far this week, we've already done session 1, which is really the cure to all your digital course woes and how to get things moving and start thinking a little differently about online courses. Like I said in my video on my page, an online course is not a business model within itself, particularly if you're going to price it low, okay? It's some faulty belief out there, or I don't know, a myth, is that what you call it? Faulty, why am I calling it a faulty belief? It's a bit of a myth. You can just set up a $97 or a $197 online course without a traffic source, without a big audience or access to one, okay? That is not going to be a sustainable business model. It's not going to give you the results that you're looking for. And it's easy to get kind of mixed up on this, right? It's easy to think, oh yeah, well, I see all these other people out there killing it with online courses. I'll just do that, right? And people just pay me overnight and I won't really have to talk to anybody. Who's those dedicated introverts out there? Not me. Don't know why I'm raising my hand, but I know that I definitely have lots of them as clients. And it's tempting to think, well, but an online course is the answer. I don't ever have to meet anybody in person. I don't have to answer any questions. I can just give them my stuff and surely they're just going to get on board with that, right? But the issue is that it doesn't work as easily as that when you don't have an established audience, when you don't have a pathway or a funnel set up to pre-qualify your best buyers. And in fact, when you can select amazing pre-qualified clients who raise their hand to work with you because you set up the right path, and we're going to go into that today, then you're going to enjoy interacting with them. I'm not here to say, hey, I'm just setting up my other screen here. I'm not here to say, hey, be in there every 5 seconds and tend to their every need like some kind of concierge butler. But what's wrong with guiding some amazing clients to success? What's wrong with having a nice boutique group or mastermind? A mastermind can take any form, by the way. So it doesn't need to, you don't need to do things in person, have one of those traditional kind of networking groups. You don't necessarily have to price it super high either. Basically, it's just a way of creating some custom guidance for a smaller group of your clients that then the collective and that group, the knowledge in that group, the connection in that group becomes bigger than you and you being the guru. So it's actually perfect if you're questioning yourself about how much of an expert you are. It's also an excellent way to differentiate yourself Hi Kathy, nice to see you here. It's also an excellent way to differentiate yourself if there are some bigger players in the market, but they've got a lot of low touch stuff. So I find this for me in that, yes, you have tons of people you could be following to grow your online business. And there's awesome people out there. But everyone has their kind of thing. And generally those that seem like really like, oh, they're doing really well, I want to learn from them, you're not going to have access to really ask them much, or if anything, right? So you kind of invest in these programs and they might put on one of their junior coaches to sort of help you through. You can't really share what you need to share to get by, right? So I love the fact that I can have an intimate group of entrepreneurs and I can dig in there with you. I can get your questions answered. I can look in at your traffic plans, look at your Facebook ads, see what's working, what's not, look at your webinars. And we're going to talk about webinars today because they're an important part of establishing a great way to qualify attract and qualify and convert your best clients. So the funnel that we're going to talk about today is really going from cold to converted, okay? And why it's so necessary and why you probably haven't done it yet. I don't know why this computer is just being a real jerk over here. So I will get my phone out. That might be a better way to do it. It is just, I don't know what is going on, but it is not wanting to open up for me. That's all right. I'll put my phone on and then I can see your stuff. How is everyone today? As I said, if you have not got the workbook, go to victoriagibson.com/workbook, download it, play along. It looks something like, if I can find it here, something like this, okay? So Mastermind Success Method Workshop, you're in the right place if you come to hear more about that or you're listening on the replay. These videos will be coming down next week. Next Thursday they come down. That's Thursday Australia time, where this disappears. So you need to dive in, you need to get the goodness out of it while they're up. Session 1 and session 2 are in the threads here. I haven't put them in the units actually because I find that sometimes can be a little bit more confusing. I do have a recap page though, victoriagibson.com/recap, RECAP. That's one certain page you can be using to access all the videos on one page. That sometimes be a bit easier than combing through the group. But I like you being in the thread because you can interact in real time, even on the replay, and ask me certain questions. I will come in and answer them for you. So making sure that you know that. It really wants to restart my computer over here. It's really lost its mind. Okay, so let's dive in because I know the word funnel can be a bit scary at times to be thinking of a funnel. And you know what, I don't really even like to think in funnels. I just like to think in terms of lead generation. How can I bring in more eyeballs, more interested prospects or people, just people, they're not even prospects, right? Just people that you can be able to connect with and share what it is you have and hopefully solve their problems, right? But what I like about having a funnel is that you have, you're in charge more, right? So we could allow ourselves to just use organic or just traffic, like doing free methods and creating content and putting it out there and connecting with more of our ideal clients that way. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The only issue with that is that I find it's super time consuming. I'm actually going to show you an example today of one of my clients. And she'll be on next week. I've got a whole lot of clients lined up next week to tell you their stories, which is super exciting. And also we've got Denise Duffield-Thomas coming in on Tuesday Aussie time at 10 a.m. So make sure you are here for that because she'll answer your questions live as well. But what was I talking about? About the I get a little bit sidetracked. Oh yeah, that one of these the funnel that I'm talking about today. We use without any paid traffic. So hardly any emails either, just organic traffic. One of my clients was able to enroll 10 new mastermind clients in a new niche for her. She didn't even have a list in this niche, right? And she was able to enroll 10 at 3K over the last couple of weeks. So it is possible to do this without paid traffic if you have an absolute aversion to it and you already have an audience. But what I find mostly is that the reason you're probably struggling with getting more sales and falling back into done for you and one-on-one coaching is that you don't have a big enough audience. You haven't been nurturing them because A, you haven't been overly clear on your message to market. B, social media absolutely gives you the shits and you haven't dedicated time to consistently showing up there, right? That's one of the big reasons why I say, hey, do this instead. You can take a great client from cold to converted without needing to nurture them for months, to blog every week, podcast, to post on Instagram 10,000 times a day. Now, there's nothing wrong with those things, and I do them because I think they work and I think they're great, and I think Facebook groups are great. All of that. But sometimes you just need to get started, and there's so many balls to be juggling in the air. I'd rather you just get started with high leverage actions that will give you what you need to get moving. Now, this can also work if you've already been selling services or programs. It's even better because we'll have a really great idea of how to set up this funnel by dialing in your message to market, right? So many coaches and consultants are like going out there with a message that's just way too broad. It's off. It's just off. It doesn't really connect. It doesn't inspire. It doesn't motivate it. Now, why is that? Well, sometimes it's just you might not have a framework for success to make that work. Another reason is you want to kind of create this catch-all to everybody. You don't want to turn anybody off. So you think, oh, I'll just include everyone. Well, sometimes I have clients like this. Sometimes I have clients like that. So what becomes is this just vanilla, right? Or you may not be new or different enough, right? Your angle might not be exciting or fresh enough. And of course, the mail comes when my daughter's gone out the house. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to grab it. Hi, thanks very much. Bye. Sorry guys, I hate doing that, but I do not like going to the post office to pick up packages. Always like getting my cosmetic packages. Anyway, thanks for waiting. Yeah, so sometimes you might be thinking that you want to appeal to everybody, or you're not dialed in enough. So, well, I know you're not dialed in enough, but you might not know that. You think that you're not getting clients now, so hey, we better cast the net wider because you've served a lot of different clients, which is what happens when you're relying on referrals, right? Or what about networking events? Are you in BNI or Chamber of Commerce stuff that you have to keep showing up? Like, and that is not even really possible right now, okay? So all those kind of breakfasts and business breakfasts, oh my God, they're the pits. I know that they can be a great source of referrals and clients, don't get me wrong, and I did them back in the day too, but I mean, A, I hate getting up early, but B, when you're there on your own, it's like you have to icebreaker, like I'm extroverted and I struggle with that stuff, right? So what I'm going to show you today is a way that replaces the need to network. It replaces the need to podcast every week, because who even knows how to get started on that? Well, I've got a podcast if you want to go listen to it. Sky High Results Online, and I love it, but I started it in 2015 and left it because it was just so much work. But I do believe podcasting is great. But you need to get one converting funnel up and running before you do all these little side angle things, okay? Now, it doesn't mean podcasts can't bring you clients, but you're going to need to wait a while for that, right? Instagram can bring you clients. Ain't going to bring them to you straight away, especially if you've got 100 followers. Not going to happen. Facebook page, hardly anyone sees it anymore. Doesn't mean you don't show up there. You need it for your ads. Doesn't mean you don't show up there. Let me just cancel this thing over here, losing its mind, so I can see your comments too. I can come over here anyway and see them, so I'll pop them up. Oh, there we go. Great. Oh, you're learning about quizzes, Kathy. Great. They are awesome. Quiz funnels are great to move people to sort of select themselves in. Okay. Too loud and tinny. Okay. I don't know if I can. I'm just doing it. I haven't even got a mic on. I've just got it on my, probably because it's on ecamm. Let me have a look. It just says built-in microphone. too loud. I might just be speaking really loud. That might be the case. But thanks for letting me know. There's nothing worse than crappy sound. I'll go into my system preferences and see if I can turn it down for you. Let's have a look. I haven't got, as I said, I haven't got my mic on. I can put a mic on if that might help even more. Or I'll put my AirPods maybe on. That might help. Does it help if I speak softer, Bonnie? Let me know. You might have already disappeared because you couldn't stand it anymore. That could happen. Let me see if I have my other a microphone. One moment. See, you're so like production-wise, it's not loud, it's tinny. It's got a metal edge to it. Oh, you know so many things. Sound has been good. Oh, don't know why it's changed then. Let's see if this works. It might just be the internet's not so great. Do I do that on sound? I think I do that on sound. Yeah, okay. I'll use my blue snowflake one. How about that? Is that any better? Can you let me know? Hopefully, because otherwise no one's going to listen to it if it's horrible. Okay, yeah, Mercury, bloody Mercury. That's better? Okay. Got my crappy little blue. I used to have one of those snowball ones. My kids played with it way too many times and broke it. God, I love kids when they touch all your stuff. Okay, fantastic. Hopefully that microphone, I probably should have been using that anyway. Now I've rolled over my caftan in my office chair here. Like, better pull that up and get... Okay, let's get back into it. That's better. Well, hopefully for you guys anyway. Yeah, so what I love about this simple funnel is that you can be using it to replace networking events. You can be using it to replace all that organic marketing that takes a lot of time. So like I said, I'm not poo-pooing it. It's just if you haven't got a source of clients, if you aren't getting paid regularly, then you need to get a funnel working first, okay? So, oh yeah, Bonnie, oh, that was my daughter. She's deciding to like jump in and like make so much noise, and then I couldn't turn it off. I was about to wring her neck. Anyway, that's me. Calm mummy? Not really. Anyway, she always jokes. We used to have this book when she was little. I used to read to her all the time. I've got two teenage girls, by the way. One's 15 and one's 17. And this is my younger one, and I used to read her this book called Magic Mummy, and I'd be like, oh, I love that book, and I'd always read it to her. And now she says to her, she always stands to me and goes, you're not a magic mummy. I'm like, yep, pretty much. Not really my superpower. Anyway, lots of fun. Have you got kids, Bonnie? Hopefully you can relate. Anyway, okay, let's get to this funnel. I have been talking a little bit more about it. What is it? It is a webinar, okay? So I want you to think about a webinar, not getting scared about a webinar, because I really believe it's the one key tool that is missing from your business. And not just any webinar. Yes, you want to set it up and do it live to begin with. We want to prove that it works. But we also want to set it up as an evergreen automated tool to bring in pre-qualified clients into your programs directly, or bring them into having enrollment conversations with you, either or, okay? So what I want you to think about, not go running screaming for the hills about a webinar. So many people do, I get it. But with a framework that you can use where we can be running Facebook ads to your webinar, directly to your webinar, and then you take them through your approach, your process, your repeatable system. So over the last couple of days, I've talked about how when I work with my clients in Mastermind Success Secrets, we talk about how to position your expertise in the market and who you're going to be serving, right? So you definitely need this. And this is often why, if you've tried webinars before and they haven't worked, this is often why they haven't worked, is that A, you haven't got that message to market right. You haven't understood how to create a compelling message that gets people's attention to get them to come in and spend an hour with you, okay? You may also not have discovered the balance between sharing and laying out the framework for success and giving away the farm or overwhelming them with too much information. It's a really difficult balance to strike, but with a set framework, you can absolutely do it. So really, it's just a presentation, an opportunity to connect and provide more value. So what have I been talking about all week? I've been talking about adding more value and connection to your offers, so that you can stand out from the competition, so that you can create more meaningful results for your clients, so you can charge more, so you need less clients to hit your income goals as well, okay? So a webinar is really just an extension of that, because it gives you a chance to really share what it is that you do in a way that they can walk away, whether they decide to invest with you or not, they walk away going, great, you've really shown me so much. It's that basic principle, you know, Cialdini's principle of reciprocity, right? So once you give out more help, advice and connection, more people, the right kind of people are drawn to you. It gives you the ability to establish your credibility and authority, but it also gives you the ability to really connect in a way that is sort of impossible just in a written PDF freebie download, right? It gives you that real ability to filter out or qualify your clients in a way that before you get to, you know, before you invest time with them, speaking with them on the phone, or, you know, before you just like have a sales page, right? Like it's totally different to a sales page, but in a way it's the same as a sales page. It's just brought to life, okay? And it doesn't have to even, you don't have to even offer your program on the webinar. This is the best part. And this is what I've really used. I've been talking about the $609,000 case study from May last year to May this year, right? I went into my Kajabi and I was showing the framework. I think I have that here. Looked at the Kajabi results, which are pretty even over the year, but just down here, I can't work out reverse, $609,000 for the year. And that's really from a mastermind, but also, I wrote down the stats, actually, how many came from the webinar. 60% of my clients, of my new clients came directly from an auto webinar. So let's put this into perspective. We have ads that are building my list, right? My list at the beginning, at May 2019, did I print that out? 2,000 people. At the end, at May this year, just over 4,000 people, right? I did a big cull, so I did used to have a bigger list, but don't worry, I've had list shame for years too. All my clients come and go, I don't really have a very big list. It's okay. This method means you don't need one. So you're not the big guru, you're not the best expert. People don't even know who you are. Doesn't matter, people don't know who I am. I enrolled in a high-level client this week, didn't know who I was. I don't know even why she got on a call with me, but she did, right? Because I do know why she got on a call, because Facebook to webinar, right? Or they come from this group as well. That can happen too. But a webinar is just such a way, you don't have to, this coming into a group still takes a lot of work. It's a bit like your organic thing. So I'm not saying don't do those things. You can start doing them and consistently showing up. But they don't really move the needle, but like they do when you take control of this one funnel. Ads to webinar to conversation to client. Okay, so it's taking them from cold to converted. They see an ad in their feed. They're just scrolling through. Oh, hang on, that's kind of speaking to me, because your message, your copy, these are the things that I help you with. Your message, your copy speaks to them, speaks directly to the problem that they're having. Invites them to learn more. They click through, they see a webinar sign-up page, so they can go even deeper. Hey, that looks great. Yep, click. Come to the webinar. Of course, there's people who drop off along the way. Some people are like, I hate webinars. That's fine. The majority of the right clients don't, okay? So, of course, there's always exceptions to the rules and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But what I want you to be really aware of is that I'm just making sure that I am using the right microphone here on my recording, Bonnie. Okay, it might still work with that. Okay, I'll there too. Sorry, just some tech issues. I suddenly thought, I bet you this won't record. Yeah, so basically I want to make sure that you know that it is that simple. Yes, people drop off, but and that's just the qualification process. That happens with any kind of marketing. You're never going to get 100% of people raising their hand and buying from you. I was talking this week about when I discovered Facebook ads as a traditional marketer, having spent thousands on things like newspaper advertisements, $30,000 for a full page newspaper advertisement. Well, you don't even know who's read that. You don't know who's going to take action. Facebook ads, we have the ability to step them through, qualifying them each and every time and knowing who has raised their hand. Those who say no, that's fine. We'd rather qualify than have everybody and have to sift through and create support for people who aren't even going to be interested, or support all the tire kickers out there, right? We wish them well. I'm not for you? Great. Thanks for letting me know, right? It doesn't have to mean that your stuff is crap. This is a really, really cost-effective way of being able to kind of, drill down into your ideal client. So Bonnie, you said, see that like casting in showbiz, it's a process of more selective a group till it's down to who will get the role. Yeah, right. I saw that you do casting. It's so interesting. Starts with many, and you have to sift, because you're never going to find that one ideal person for the role by having 100. I mean, obviously it's where you start, right? But yeah, you got to keep moving it down. Same in marketing until you get that one great client, because we are in this business to get great clients. It's not just a numbers game. And that's where sometimes you can fall into that with your online course, because you're like, great, okay, I just need numbers, because you're trying to hit your goals with lower priced offers. And that is just a recipe to burn yourself out, get shitty clients who then reinforce that your stuff, you reinforces in your own mind, because of course you have doubts that your stuff isn't good enough, right? But then you attract the people in who reinforce that, and it's this loop of doom that leads to you just giving up and going to do something else. I don't want you to give up, because you've got too many important things to share. And business is tough. It gets tough. Like, there's always going to be roadblocks and challenges. So we want to make it as easy as it possibly can be. Even just yesterday in the Mastermind group, I was speaking with one of my clients, and she's like, yeah, but, I think I could maybe do this instead. And I'm like, no, we haven't. We've got unfinished business here. Let's work on this. You've already enrolled. She enrolled 10 people in her first certification without a big list. We used a workshop to do that, which was kind of like a version of a webinar pre-corona, right? Like, I love workshops, but now you can't use workshops. You can't use networking. Good luck with your organic traffic. It's just going to take a lot of time, right? If you need to get some results now, then this is the way that you want to fast track it. And you need someone to take you through this process, because most people mess this up. And also, it takes a couple of goes to get right. It's not something you can just shoot out of the gate and do right. You do need a mentor and a guide to take you through this. You may have found that before trying to do this on your own, okay? And like I said, organic traffic is amazing. It does create great connection, and those people who come to you following you over time are going to be great clients too. But not all of us have the luxury of waiting for that time, okay? And I know a webinar is scary. I get it. It is. It's like your body is in fight or flight mode going, I think I might be getting chased by a tiger when I'm doing this live webinar. But I promise it absolutely gets easier. It doesn't mean you won't be overwhelmed, you won't be scared. Those things are just, if we can accept those and move forward, things will be a lot easier, okay? And the more you do them, the more you're actually going to have so much fun doing them. One of my clients has an automated webinar bringing in $40K a month, right? Recurring. Think about that for a minute. When she came to me, she was making a couple of grand a month. To go to 40 grand a month, that's a big shift. That's in less than a year. She came to me, I think, last year in September. So that's huge. I mentioned in one of the other lives, but if you haven't seen that before too, one of my clients has had $1 million this year alone from her certification program. Certifications can be great. The other 40K a month is not from a certification program. It's actually from a 497 program. So it doesn't have to be a really expensive one. The cost of acquisition for those 497 leads using this exact model, ads, automated webinar, she does sale on the webinar, which we had to do more of those webinars to dial that in, because that's a bit of a different conversion process. But once we did, I think she had to do about 5 or 6. But once we did, she had the webinar that works and keeps working for her again and again and again. right? Average acquisition is what I went to say before I went on to something else. I think it's roughly about 150. Not generally more than $150 of that $497. So yes, you do have to pay to acquire cold clients, right? You don't own them yet. But what you're doing as well with this automated webinar model is that every time someone registers, whether they buy or show up or to the webinar or not, they're on your list. So you have a second opportunity to keep nurturing them. You have another opportunity with Facebook ads to retarget those people who've even seen the webinar page. Okay, they didn't opt in for the webinar, but can you get them to another freebie? Maybe they just want to download. They want to digest something quickly. Maybe they want to see one of your videos. Guess what? Facebook allow you to retarget people who've watched your videos on your business page. Like, how cool is that? And you can actually retarget according to how much of your video they watched. So the more they've watched, hopefully they're a little bit more engaged. Maybe they're ready for a different type of offer. So think about it. There's not many opportunities in the market that you could be spending $150 to make back a $497 sale, right? So I'm really bad at math, but roughly that's what, $350 upside. It's kind of a 250% return. Is that even possible? Can you talk about percentages above 100? I don't know. I don't probably think you can. 2.5 times, right? 2.5x your investment. Yeah, I think that works. Maths ain't my strong point. But yeah, there's not many opportunities out there to do that. Now, I'm not saying, oh, click your fingers and that happens. You need a framework. You need someone to take you through this. And sometimes they just kind of fluke it out of the gate, but most of the time they take a little bit of a bit of finessing, right? And you get more confident with what you're sharing on your webinar as well. You don't have to get on camera if you don't want to. I do advise taking people through a presentation and being like, even a little picture-in-picture on camera. But if you're super camera shy, you don't even have to get on camera if you don't want to. Slides are a godsend because they just kind of keep you on track. Unlike Facebook Lives, as you can tell with me, I have a few notes here, but generally I'm freewheeling it. My webinars are a lot more structured. If you do want to see the webinar that I'm using, let me just see if I can put that in the comments here. Where is that? This isn't the webinar that is in my case study though, because I wanted to start a new one because I felt guilty that was bringing me in all my clients, and I recorded it like 18 months ago. So I wanted to update it with new client testimonials and stories and things like that as well. And now I'm having all kinds of trouble trying to find this webinar link. I'm like, here, I'll just get your webinar link. Let me grab it for you. Because you might want to see a more structured approach and what that looks like, because that can be beneficial. It definitely doesn't look like this looks like, where I love to just have a good old chin wag. We still interact and chat there, but it's a lot more kind of, we take people through the methodology and move that way. And now this is why I do not like ecamm.live sometimes, because it's not letting me. No, it's not letting me put that in. This is so frustrating. Okay, no, okay. I'll put it in after, okay, when my other computer stops. Mercury retrograde's really kicking my ass today. Anyway, I will add that link in if you need it. You can always message me, by the way, if there's something that you hear in here or you want to ask but you don't want to comment, just victoriagibson.com/messages, and you can just start chatting with me. I see those chats. Give me some time. It might be, I know, Mercury! Give a chat there, and you can always ask me a question, or if you want to link to something, or if you want to see an example of an ad or what that looks like, a landing page, any of that stuff, let me know. I'd love to share it with you. But really all you need is the hook, the story, the offer. Okay, we'll decide whether you want to take that to a call or you want to do the offer on the webinar. I have a framework for both, actually a plug and play framework that has all the prompts that you need, and you just download that as your presentation. You don't even have to design up the slides. All you got to do is put the text in. Could that be any simpler, right? That is what we have for you. But like I was saying, I was able to close about $365,000 in revenue from just that one automated webinar that, like I said, I did over 18 months ago. So now I've got a new one. It's fresher. It's more relevant, taking some different angles, because it works so well. And then I spend all my time getting my clients great webinar results. I'm like, I better go do mine again, right? Because they just work beautifully. Like even with the client that I was talking about before, who didn't even use her ads, she was able to close those 10 clients at, I'm looking for my paper here, I had some notes here for you, 10 clients at $3,000 a piece. In a totally new niche. So sometimes it's also about having somebody to help you find that opportunity within your message. It's very difficult to see the label from inside the bottle. It's really, really hard to see that for yourself. So you want to be able to get some guidance. So if you have been questioning, well, where do I position myself? How do I package this up? What do I price it at? Session 2 yesterday, we talked pricing. So you can definitely look at that video. I talked you through all of that as well. But this funnel will, once we have your messaging and pricing and packaging done, which is what I step people through, we go, great, let's get this funnel working. Let's get your ads working. Let's find those pockets within Facebook that we can start harvesting people, connecting with them, growing that awareness. So all of this does improve your organic traffic efforts as well, okay? Because it's like having a billboard on the side of the road. Facebook ads are like that. Whether, people want to go, oh, I spent money on Facebook ads and they didn't work. Well, they did work because people saw you. Even just that top of mind awareness is really, really valuable. So don't ever underestimate that. Yes, we do not want to go losing money on Facebook ads, and I do not let my clients do that at all. But that's what we want to create. We want to create some of that top of mind awareness. Also, the other thing about Facebook ads is that they're such a great market research tool. You get to see straight away, how did that message land? You can see that after spending $10 in a day, right? Oh, what did I get from that ad? Not much, right? So that message probably wasn't really where we needed to go. But what we can do at every step of that step of the way with this is that we can see, is it the message? Is it the ad? Is it the targeting? Is it the page? Is it the webinar? Like, where are they falling off? Where's something not landing? Where is it connecting? And once it does connect, like I was telling you about that other client, we can see, great, we acquire a client for $150. So now we're in the client acquisition business. Okay, it's very different to just I'm putting my freebie out there and building my list business. This is what I'm saying. Yes, you can do that with organic traffic, and you can do that all day long, and I still recommend it as a strategy. But if you rely upon that alone, very much like you rely upon an online course of $197 alone, you're going to find things very slow going, very frustrating. Your expenses mount up. Your expensive hobby becomes even more expensive, and you're not in the business of getting clients each and every day, or at least each and every week. And that's where things, that sort of doubt and anxiety creeps in. You want to reduce your prices. You want to increase, the scope of your message. They're the worst things that you can be doing. Maybe you're panicking right now because the market's shifted. Of course it's shifted. The whole world has shifted, right? But people's issues and problems that you solve don't go away. Now, if you're in the business of flying people on their holidays as an airline, webinar ain't going to save you for that, right? Like, there are certain things that maybe you need to rethink if you're in certain areas that have been totally wiped out by the changes with social distancing and the pandemic. But there will be an opportunity in the success that you've created before. So if you want to workshop what that could be, how you could make that kind of shift, then definitely victoriagibson.com/messages. You can also book in a call with me, and we can kind of go through what this could look like. So what your messaging could look like, what your offer should probably look like, what that could be priced at potentially as well. So there's no charge for those calls. You can come to victoriagibson.com/call and join me there. You get to book a time in, and we run through where you're at, totally confidential, and no obligation for you to move forward to join my program. That's fine. If it's a fit, then all well and good. But if it's not, this is my jam, because I use that for market research too. Discovering like how I can better serve people, what they're struggling with right now. All those things are really, really important to me. So don't feel like you're taking up my time and you can't possibly ask all of that stuff. I've set aside time, particularly in times like this where I want to be able to open that up for you. So if you're a bit shy, just message and we can work something out, or just go straight to victoriagibson.com/call, book your time in, and we'll go from there. Because it's too, like, you could be waiting months and months to sort of get the courage up to make that next step. Okay, I know that Facebook ads are scary. I know that webinars are scary. I get that. I know that having conversations with potential clients is scary. All of it is, but when we bring it together and take the emotion and fear and anxiety out of it, and we just have a framework, you have a cheerleader and accountability, somebody to stand by you to get through, then that makes all the difference. And buying another, online program to show you how to do it all that you don't get round to doing, then that's not necessarily going to be the answer. It's great for more information. Hey, we're all here for more information. But are we here for information or transformation? And I think that you guys are here for transformation, particularly if you're in this group. I know you want better results. I know you want those kind of results like I shared the other day of $1 million this year alone, or 10 $3,000 clients within a matter of, I think she did that in a matter of a couple of weeks, right? Another client had 7 $3,000 clients, new niche, no Facebook ads. So you might already be sitting on this and you don't even know, right? Sometimes you need somebody to kind of unlock what you already have, because it's really hard to see yourself. Okay, so if you have any questions about webinar or ads or angles for your webinar, angles for your ads, target audiences, ideas for where you could find it, I'm here for it. So please ask me now. And yes, oh, cool. Why aren't you already making $1 million, Stephanie? Because you have a brilliant niche. Brilliant. I've said that to you from day one. I love your message to market. I think you have great opportunity. Sometimes that might just be about fear of investing in that client acquisition, right? So we're not spending money on Facebook ads. We're not spending money on coaching. What we're doing is we're investing in client acquisition, and we want to make sure those metrics work and dial in. I'm not here for just airy-fairy, hey, you should really invest in yourself, and then when you do, you're just going to be so much more abundant. No, sure, there's probably some angle there, right? But I'm a pragmatist too. You want to be investing and you want to get a return, okay? This isn't my first rodeo. I haven't just learnt this from someone and now I'm like playing dress ups and trying to get you a result, okay? And Stephanie, you know that, right? Like, we've worked together before. What about that first time you enrolled that first round in Mastermind? Like, that was awesome. I think you got about 9 clients, right? So you know that this works, but it's like staying on track with it, keeping that accountability there. So look, just message me, Stephanie. I think we're friends on Facebook anyway. And I'm not going to tell you either way. I'll give you the real picture, right? Well, here you go. Just go and do that for a while and everything will be fine. Whatever it is. I have got a good deal at the moment. Have I got a deal for you this week as well, Stephanie? So it's great that you come back on, because at the moment, I normally offer 12-month $775 US. So you need to commit for 12 months. I think, Stephanie, you came in when I was doing 3 months. But just for this period until next Thursday, I'm offering 6 months at Aussie 900. So that'll probably be on par for your Kiwi dollars, Stephanie, for 6 months. So you get more support, because you would have found probably that 3 months is kind of quick. 12 months is great. And if you want to do 12 months as well, we can look at that. Before June 30, do you have the same financial year in New Zealand that we do? Because I had a look at my Xero the other day and I was like, whoa, I need to go spend some money before June 30. So I've been buying coaching and some other computers and things, because I'm like, well, hey, if I don't, I'm just going to be paying more tax. So why don't I mean, look, consult your advisor and all that stuff. And I know in America you've got a calendar year, so it's not the same. But if you're in Australia, these are, if you get a tax invoice, these are all tax deductible. So get in now if you have been having a good year and you've got some income. If you're like those people who are relying on a cheap online course, or you're stuck in done for you hell, then maybe the year hasn't been as good to you. So Oh, you have March 31. I thought you might have had a different one. Okay, in Australia we have June 30. So, but that's all right. You can claim it next year. There's definitely a lot more kind of concessions out there for businesses as well in these times. So have a look. I know if you're in Australia, in Victoria, there's like a 10, and New South Wales, $10,000 for small business. If you're eligible for JobKeeper, you are eligible for the $10,000 grant. So I think that cuts off on June the 30th. So go and have a look on the state government websites. You can use it for marketing stuff, right? So hello, there's a lot of grants like that I can help you provide the information. Have a look in your local or whatever local, federal, business website and have a look and see what grants are out there. Because even in Melbourne, the city of Melbourne, so if your business is registered in the city or your address is in the city, there's another $10,000 to be had. So all of these things sometimes needs to be proved that you're going to invest in marketing. So hello, that's what I do. So definitely don't overlook those opportunities. A lot of those things may be disappearing by June 30 as well. So yeah, let's chat, Stephanie. Your stuff could be working. Your people are easily targetable on Facebook as well. So often it's easy to think, oh, my offer doesn't really work or no one knows what I do, because we're not out there actively acquiring new clients, actively filling our one single funnel. Once you have the one single funnel, then you can start doing other things. So my client who's the auto webinar, then she starts doing these, and this is what I do too, jump on and do some live launching in the Facebook group. It's a great way to just anchor back in, to give people a taste of who you are and what you can do. And, there's no attachment to it because it's actually fun. Come in here and share your stuff, and also get in touch with the market. Like, what are they wanting? What are they needing? What are some of your questions? So, let me know, Stephanie, if you want to have a chat, because I've always believed in your message to market. Big opportunity. I did see someone new. I always because we've worked together before, saw someone else doing something like that and they were doing it very successfully too. And there's plenty of room for all of us. So definitely let me know if that's something that you want to talk about, or anybody else as well. Tomorrow, I am going to talk more about bringing your whole mastermind together. So what that can look like in terms of, just your lifestyle, like how that's going to work for your message to market, how you're going to be acquiring clients, how you're going to actually deliver and structure that. If you've got any questions about that in the meantime, please post those, because I know that even from session 1 or session 2, when we've talked about pricing, right? It's like, well, how many clients do you want to work with? How many can you work with? How many do you need to work with to make this sustainable? And that's all a factor of the price and so on. So I'm going to be mapping that out for you tomorrow. I'm also going to be running through the Mastermind Success Secrets program, what that looks like now. And next week we're going to be talking through some of the current clients. I'm not pulling out like old clients. I've got plenty of them who have great results, but just people who are currently working with me. And some of them have only been working with me for a couple of months and what they've been able to achieve. So you can see how this applies. My webinar that I'll put the link in as well, which just shows even how I've applied that in my own business. And even to be quite honest, I was like, when I looked at the numbers, I was like, whoa, that's great. I'm happy with that. And I'm really happy because I haven't had to do these big complicated launches, and my clients aren't doing those either. We're not doing any of this whole, Jeff Walker style PLF stuff where, it's like hammer, oh, quick, everything's going away, right? Create these snazzy videos, because in truth, slick videos and things like that don't even really work anymore. People want to feel, see, and connect with the real you. And that's why a lot of online courses don't work either, because you don't have that access and that support and that guidance that you need, okay? Also, like I said, it's easy to teach that you just create an online course. So I don't blame you that you believe that it's just an online course of work. Because that's easy to teach. Here you go, this is what you do and this is how you do it. And it's easy to believe too. And I'm not saying it doesn't work at all, right? It just, having a low price online course as your only business offer is not what's going to work. So I'm not here to poo-poo online courses. Even one of my private clients is like, oh, but maybe you were saying about no online courses. And I said, No, it does work. But I said, also look at where you're making the majority of your money. Her majority of her money is the certification as well. So, and she's making about $10,000 certification sales a week, right? That's driving most of her revenue. It doesn't mean we're not going to get the other part worked out, but that's where the engine for growth is. And that's also what you're probably not seeing in some of those businesses or courses that you invest in. Exceptions to the rule are people who have a higher priced online course, right? $2,000, $1,500 course. Like my client, $497, that's fine. So I'm not here to say it doesn't work at all, right? But if you've got it less than that, which is where we all go because we go, we're just starting out, no one knows me yet, I'll just get a few testimonials. No. And then you don't get enough, so then you do done for you. Okay, who here's with me? I've been there. That's what I did with my Facebook ad stuff. I get it. I'm not going back there. I'd rather create better transformation for my clients this way. And I love that. I can do it from anywhere. Don't even have to show up in person. If I don't want to, I show up online. I do that with my webinars. I do that with the delivery of my programs. But how good is it? I love that. I love it so much. And I want that for you too. I hate seeing people struggling. I hate seeing women, especially, who want more freedom for themselves, for their family, for whoever it might be, for yourself more than anything. If you're not doing it for yourself, your why is probably not hard enough, and that may be why you're struggling. You might be thinking you need to do it for your kids or thinking you need to do it for your partner. You need to do it for you, and that's what I want to help you with. I see you, I hear you, and I want to help you when I work with you. It's not like, okay, go talk to my coach, you talk to me. We do everything together. You cannot escape me. And I'm there to push you through when that why isn't hard enough or when you hit that challenge, because time and time again that happens. This is not, always some kind of linear progression. Even the woman who sent me the email saying, I wanted to say thank you for giving me such an important support. I had it around here somewhere. I read it out again because I bring that to look at again, to remember what I do when I'm feeling like, oh, maybe there's other people that are better than me. Of course I think that all the time, right? Of course I think that. Oh, they're so good at that. Oh, they're much better at that than me. Yeah, they are. They might be better at that. Some, all things. But when I read an email like that people who've worked with me take the time to send me, when I only started working with her in 2018, she was making 3 to 5, I can't remember exactly, it was 3 to 4 grand a month she had created 27 online courses, right? So 3 to 5 grand a month. And for her to send me that she's going to make 500 grand a month, she didn't create anything new, by the way. This was just about using this one funnel. She had no ads, right? So you expect to create things and the people are going to come. Well, they're not going to come because you need to invest in traffic. You need to invest in lead acquisition. It's not that easy, even if you've got a great message and a great offer. It's not that easy with organic traffic. It's virtually impossible, actually. Because what do you think? The big online platforms aren't just going to give you this stuff for free, like that. Facebook have to make money too, and they make a lot of it. And guess where they make a lot of money from? From ads, okay? Because they have this asset that you can actually tap into. So rather than thinking that's going to cost me a whole lot of money, think, oh my God, what an amazing opportunity. I don't have to just spend 30 grand on a full page advertisement in the Herald Sun if you live in Melbourne. That's what I used to have to do as a marketing manager. Or a billboard was 15 grand a month, and depending, way more if you're on a busy road. How could I track that? Right? But it was just ticking a box. Now I can see, okay, who do I want to target? Who do I want to get in front of? What kind of words do I want to use? What problem are they experiencing? How can I connect with them on that to show them that there's a better way, right? How can I get them to come to my webinar that they can watch when I'm doing something else, right? Drinking a martini by the pool, right? I don't have a pool. That is on my list. I'd like one. So I don't know if we have the right weather in Melbourne, but I sure like one. That is definitely on my list, right? But I could be, okay? I could be doing that while people are understanding whether I'm right for them or not, or whether I can help them or not. And I know I can help them. And if I can't, I'll tell you I can't help you. I'm not in the business of trying to help people that I can't help. right? That's going to set myself up for a real bummer of an experience, right? I love the clients that I have in my programs. I love them. I care about them and I want to get the best results. And I want that for you too. So if you've got questions, if you've got anything you need to know, then please let me know. Type it in, even if it's replay. That is cool, Stephanie, that you are still serving those people. I know you have amazing tools that you help your people, and we just need to reach more of them. I know also a lot of when you're in Australia or New Zealand, it's really easy to kind of get caught in, well, I should only serve people in Australia or New Zealand. Our populations are really, really tiny, right? So it doesn't mean you can't, because with a mastermind model, you don't need a ton of people. You could just stay in New Zealand if you want. But the benefits of then going to Australia or even then to the US or the UK or the Canada, wherever you want to go, those main markets are absolutely huge. And that's what can really, really move the needle. I remember one of my other clients from back in the day, Chantel, came to me. She was only, she'd already sold a couple to Australian clients of her program. When she came, she had a $2,000 offer. We rejigged that to make that a $1,000 webinar only offer and then have a mastermind off the back of that. Using ads, it just absolutely blew up. She has a multi-seven-figure business now, right? And when she came to me, once again, she was making $4,000 a month. It seems to be a lot of people come to me making about $4,000 a month. I don't know why that is, but there you go. I'll take it. Because my first goal will be to get you to kind of $10,000 months. Then easily, like the woman who sent making the 500 grand this month, she said, remember how excited I was to make 25K a month? Like she had tears. She rang me one day, I've never made this much money in my life. 3 years later, she's making 500. So we can make that move quickly to begin with to year 10 to 25. But then, then there's other work to do scaling up to 500 grand a month. I don't make 500 grand a month, and trust me. But, I've made, since I started offering masterminds in 2013, I've made on average, I think it's about $26,200 a month. So that's even when I've gone on holiday or whatever. So I averaged it out over the whole time I've been doing it. But over from May to May, I don't know how much that averages a month. It's 609, but it's more than that. So that's the beautiful thing. You're not just relying on launches and then having to put it away. You're not sitting there going, when is anyone going to buy my stuff? They're constantly buying it because guess what? You're in control with a funnel like this, okay? Yes, expand outside New Zealand. We talked about that before. Definitely the key to making things work for you. There is no reason why you cannot do that either. It is there for the taking. Think of all those potential clients who are stuck in a business that they hate. I've even got other new ideas for you now, Stephanie, since we talked. You can, the way you have it, if you have the coaching program, I can also see, because you're such a great systems and automation person, having like some front end lower price offers that you create some toolkits and ideas for them and then move them into your mastermind as well. That could be a really great opportunity for you. I don't have one cookie cutter approach. So if you come to me, I'm not going to go, right, get on a webinar straight away, because if we don't have some of the essential elements dialed in, a webinar will not work for you. So I'll meet you where you're at, tell you what you need, what the big priorities are for you, what the way I see it. And look, you can take it and run with it yourself and apply it yourself if you want to. It's no problem. I'd be happy. Come and tell me how you're going afterwards. I am about results in advance. I am about sharing, my strategies and ideas for you, because that's what lights me up. So yeah, gosh, I've been talking for a while now. I want to respect. I'm just on the hour. So hopefully you're catching this on replay. If you didn't get it live, make sure you put your comments in there. Oh, you booked a call. Awesome. Love to have a chat more with you, Stephanie. And if anyone else wants to as well, please do. And join me tomorrow. I'm going to be running through how to work with me, if that's something that you want to kind of sit back on the sidelines and watch, rather than book a call and feel like, oh, she's going to make me buy something. I promise I will not make you buy anything. Right? I'm not here to make you do anything except see the potential and the opportunity of your gifts, talents, skills, expertise. That's what I care about, not whether or not you buy my program. Okay? So great to have you here. Thanks for dealing with the sound issues. I hope it recorded. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. I'll lose it with my broadcast, doing my head in. I might even pop in and do another live and just kind of show you a little bit more in detail of the funnel. Comment below if you'd like to see that. And otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Can't wait. All right, lovely to have you here. Great to see you, Stephanie. Can't wait to chat more. Okay, take care. Bye.